Hello and welcome to August 24th. Lunch and Learn, Chat and Chew. I am Sandra, your RDN, where I dish out your weekly dose of nutrition, news, and wellness for the mind, the body, and the soul. And I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. I hope everybody's week is going great. And I thank you for those who are able to tune in live. And for those who are listening to the replay, I thank you for taking time out to listen to the replay. Just kind of take some time out of your busy day. And so this week we are continuing on our theme of the beginning of the month. It was about going back to school, but the whole month is about getting back on a routine, getting back on a structure, because June and July, those months tend to turn into months that we relax a little bit and we vacation more and we do things more than we normally would. And so therefore we have less structure. And so as people chime in, please feel free to give me your name, tell me where you're tuning in from. That'd be great. And as people are tuning in, I am going to get my windows together so that I am able to see your comments and to see your name. So just give me one moment here. I have one more screen to do, and then we will get this party started. All righty, here we go. All right, there we go. We are all set. And so let's set the scene for today. And so, does the thought of having to prepare just one more meal sound like a chore? Sounds like exhausting, right? And so some feel that packing a lunch on most days of the week, or even if you're working from home, it's just hard. It's just demanding. It's just way too much to do. But on the flip side of things, most of us know in theory that packing a lunch instead of eating out, whether it's a restaurant or your work environment's cafeteria or at a restaurant, is every day, is a good way to save money, right? But also packing your lunch it makes things easier for you, and it also helps you to keep healthy, and it helps you to keep your weight in check. And so the good news is it's not as hard as you think. Packing a healthy lunch, is actually pretty easy. It can be pretty easy. So stay with me as I give you some time management tips and some tricks of the trade to begin the process of packing your lunch more and making that process more of a routine in your life to where it doesn't seem like a chore. And so for those who don't know me, my name is Sandra Goltry, and I am a registered dietitian nutritionist. And my goal is simply to help people to use food to benefit them versus looking at food as the enemy. And so I take joy in eliminating that avoidance list where you just have this long list of foods that you think you should stay away from in order to stay healthy or to lose weight, and to show you how eating a variety of food is actually a benefit to you and how that works for you, and it helps you to reach the goals that you need to reach. So it's all about enjoying yourself, enjoying the food, having energy, and not feeling like you're deprived or on a diet. So that's what it's all about, all right? And so again, as you are tuning in, please chime in and give me your name, and as well as, hey, tell me what you had for breakfast today. That's a good way to kick things off. And so again, this whole month has been about getting back on a routine. Usually when August comes around, whether we have kids or not, we tend to find ourselves getting back on a routine. But sometimes it's a struggle to get back on that routine because we relax so much in June and July that it's like, oh boy, what do we do now? And so we kind of forget about, all those health goals we had, all of those weight loss goals we had. We just kind of want to let loose and have fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. But now it's time to get back on track. How do we do that? How do we get back on track? And so be sure to stay with me to the end, because I have a very, very special announcement that I want to share with you all. And you all are going to hear about it first on this live. And I'm extremely excited about it as a way to kind of round out this end of this year. And if you are not able to stay on to the end, I will post this link. Grab a copy of it. I'm going to post this link in the comments section just so you can get an idea of what I am going to talk about at the end of this. But I'm very excited about this upcoming opportunity that everybody can take advantage of. Okay. All righty. And so my question for you, let's do our little icebreaker. Let's see where we're at. Oh, I see some comments here. Okay. So let me get the ball rolling with my icebreaker. So just kind of give me an idea of those who are here right now. Let's take a poll. So do you tend to eat out for lunch on most days, or do you bring your lunch? Okay. And so that way I can kind of get an idea of where we are, even when we're in a pandemic. For some people, that our lives still haven't changed as far as ordering out. So do you find yourself, do you bring lunch or do you eat out more? Okay. Even if you work from home, people still eat out. So definitely chime in and let me know. And so let's talk about some of the benefits. Okay, let's talk about some of the benefits of packing your lunch and what's the big deal about all that. And so for one thing, packing your lunch lets you have control. Okay, let you have control over exactly what you're eating, what goes into the food, and how much calories you're eating and how much nutrients you're eating. And so bringing your own lunch, it also means that you can enjoy some healthier choices, homemade versions of dishes that are normally high in fat, that are normally high in trans fat, which is definitely related to heart health, or added sugar and things of that nature that you typically find in a restaurant and the work environment cafeteria, because the whole goal is to have taste and to have something flavorful for people, okay, that they will enjoy eating, especially since they're paying for it. And so many of us are still working from home. Packing your lunch, preparing your lunch is still important, okay? Because I hear you got Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting, and working from home, you're actually busier than when you went into the office. So the equivalent of bringing your lunch to work at home is to have it already prepared. So you're only grabbing it out of the refrigerator and warming it up, okay? Versus you got to take out all these pots and all these different pans and all these containers, because again, you're going to feel like you don't have time to do that, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to continue to talk about some benefits and some tips. So let me ask you this. Are you working from home? I know, are you at a point now where you are working from home? I would love to know. Are you working from home on most days? Are you going to the office on most days? Or are you doing a hybrid, meaning some days you are in the office and some days you are at home? Okay, and that's a situation that I am in. I'm actually in the office, 1 or 2 days, but I'm still doing things via Zoom most of the time because just because the situation, we're still in the pandemic, I feel we're far from out of the woods. So let me know how you feel about that. All right, so I see we have Krista out on here. So how you doing, Krista? She eats out for lunch, and she is going into the office. Okay. Yep, there are a lot of people going into the office, and so you got to be careful. You got to be careful. My office is so small, so it's really hard to maintain that social distancing when it's a small office, and I have to have the doors shut for HIPAA confidentiality and things like that. So I go to the office to get out of the house, but then I try to stay safe by just seeing everybody via Zoom. So so let me know where you are, and I recommend if you're still working from home, still act as though you are going to the office. Still plan and prepare. Still have your breakfast. Still have your snacks packed. Really, ideally, you should have everything prepared really up until dinner as if you were going into the office, because that makes life so much easier. And the goal is you want to grab and go. Grab and go, grab and go. Because like I said, we're busier when we work from home in most cases, okay? So let's dig a little bit deeper on some tips on how to make packing your lunch easier. All right. And so the first thing I want to chime in and say is, let's see here, get my banners back in order here. Here we go. So packing is a snap. Okay, that is a title that we are. So packing is a snap. So most adults prefer not to have a sandwich for lunch, at least on a regular basis. I mean, as an emergency, because you don't have access to a microwave, but it can be a healthy option. Just know that it is. But when you don't have access to a microwave or you're not able to warm things up, think about leftovers from last night's dinner, or consider making 2 meals. A lot of times people will make 1 meal and then that becomes leftovers, and then you find yourself cooking more often. So think about 2 separate meals, one for lunch, one for dinner. You can mix and match, and therefore the food lasts you longer, and then you don't have to cook as much. And then as a time saver, think about do things in advance. Cut vegetables in advance or buy them already cut up, as well as with fruit and things of that nature. But then at the time that you are like putting your dishes up and cleaning up the kitchen for the night, that is like the perfect time to kind of prepare and make sure that all your snacks and all your meals, and even if you need to do some prep for breakfast, to make sure that all that stuff is done, so you don't feel like you're having to take away extra time to do something, because you're already in the kitchen. And so therefore there's a good opportunity for you to try to use that time, so you're not like I said, feeling like you have to find extra time and then it feels like a chore, right? All righty. So think about that. So let me see here. Let me look for some comments just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I think I'm on track with that. So tell me, how many meals do you prepare for the week? Okay. So I had mentioned about the suggestion of two. Most people do one. So where are you at in that department? Do you find yourself cooking, once a week, twice a week, or even more? Because you have some people who don't like leftovers. So if you don't like leftovers, then yes, you are cooking on a regular basis. But that person also doesn't have no problems with planning and prepping because they're used to cooking every day. So usually the more you cook, yes, the more work it is going to involve. But if you enjoy doing that, then that's a great thing. And you have variety. So chime in and let me know how many meals do you currently cook. And if you do one, but you find yourself, oh, you're running out of food by the end of the week, consider adding that second meal. So therefore, things will last you just a little bit longer. Okay. All righty. So before I get into my second tip with packing an easier lunch and to make that whole process to where it's not so cumbersome feeling, remember that announcement that I said I wanted to share with everybody. So I see we have more people on. So I'm great that you guys get to hear all this. So you all are the first to hear about this. So the summer season is almost over, right? It's still hot, especially if you're in Florida, but it is almost over. And so this is the perfect time for a post-summer clean or a post-summer clean eating, or what I like to call a detox. So how do you feel about a post-summer detox challenge? And this will help you to kind of get back on track, get that weight loss back going, get back on your goals, get back on, what things that you had thought about doing before the summer months that we kind of let slip to the side. And so it's all designed just to kind of get us all back on track because we all fall and hey, we need to get up at some point. So mark your calendars for September 7th. So we got a couple of weeks. I'm kicking off my brand new challenge. It's the final one for this year. So chime in and take advantage of it. So it's called Post-Summer Detox, okay? And it's a 3-day challenge, and it's designed to get your weight back on track after the summer and before the end of the year. Because, hey, many of us made goals. Even though we're in a pandemic, many of us still had weight loss goals at the beginning of the year. And so I am going to post the URL. I'm going to put it here, and I will repost it in the chat so you all can actually click on it. Well, actually, it's still out here, so I don't need to repost it, but it's in the chat. And so I see some comments about, I try to go for 2 meals a day, but sometimes it doesn't work out. Absolutely. We all get busy. So, but at least you're doing one. So that's good, because when you don't have meals, this is the deal. When you don't have meals, you don't have food, you don't have anything in the house, guess what? You're going to eat out, right? You're vulnerable to eating out. So definitely check out this new challenge. I'm really excited about it. So it kicks off on the 7th. And it is really, during this challenge, you're going to have 3 days of meal plans. So easy to prepare. Lots of color, lots of variety. Our breakfasts are oatmeal inspired. Okay, so powerhouse breakfast. So not just your traditional oatmeal. It's going to have a little life to them. Okay, and then you're going to have 3 days of live training for me on different topics each day. And so I'm coaching you through the challenge. So I'm not just going to give you this meal plan and you just go run with it, but we're going to actually have a support system, and I'm there to support you through it as well as your other challengers. So I'm really excited about that. Okay. And the whole goal is to come out of this challenge, getting back on track. So have more energy, feeling better, because I don't want you to feel guilty about the summer. We all kind of feel guilty and said, oh, I shouldn't have did all that stuff, but it's not about that. It's about getting our metabolism back going. It's about jumpstarting our weight loss again. It's about getting a handle on those sugar cravings and things of that nature. So that's what it's all about. So it's all about just getting you back on that path for becoming the best version of you. So, and you will be surprised at what the body is capable of doing in just 3 days. Trust me. So registration is open. Again, you are the first to hear about it. The public will hear about it a little bit later today, but primarily tomorrow, hot off the press. So grab your spot, and then let's kind of get that thing going. All right. All right. So let's continue with I think I saw a few comments. Okay. I think we're good to go here. So let's continue with our topic here. So the plate method. So let me know if you've ever heard of the plate method. And so this is an issue of usually the issue for people is, I don't know what to eat for lunch. Don't know what to eat and don't know how to pack. Okay. And so one trick is the plate method. Okay. And this is a way to guide you to packing your lunch. And so this is an easy way to make sure that you're getting the right foods, that you are eating balanced, that you're eating around the plate. You're not cutting out things that are important or eating too much of something because it is even too many vegetables. There is a such thing as too many vegetables. So you want to make sure you have a balance, okay? And you can do this with any meal, okay? We're focusing on lunch, but this concept actually applies to all meals. And so think about loading your plate this way, okay? So we've all heard about loading half your plate with some kind of vegetable or a leafy vegetable, okay? Basically something that's non-starchy, okay? So we all kind of know that one. I think we got that one down. Now, a quarter of your plate, you should have some type of lean protein, okay? Whether it's chicken, whether it's fish, whether it's lamb, whether it's red meat, whatever your preference is, okay? And then the other quarter of your plate, you want to have whole grains. Now, this is where people tend to drop the ball, okay? Whether that's brown rice, whether that's a roll, whether that's a sweet potato, whether that's corn, you ideally want to have beans. You want to have some form of starch on your plate, okay? So this is usually where diets miss the mark, okay? They just have the protein and they have the lean protein, but they are cutting out on the carbs, all right? And then you want to make sure that you have a snack for after lunch, okay? Morning snack, kind of optional, depends on how early breakfast is in relation to when your lunch is. However, I always recommend having a snack between lunch and dinner. Okay, that's when people tend to miss the mark. Okay, we tend to have lunch and then we don't have anything until dinner, and then that's when you are completely vulnerable to eating out, cravings, and then that's usually when we kind of unravel and it just lasts for the rest of the night. It's kind of hard to recover from that. So make sure you have some type of a healthy snack that's packed, whether that's yogurt and nuts or fruit and crackers and cheese, just some type of a healthy snack that will sustain you to kind of shave off the edge that will get you home, okay? And so this is an excellent way to make sure you get all your nutrients in as well, too. So think about that when you are eating all your meals, because it's about getting your nutrients from food, okay, versus a supplement. Supplement is just that. It supplements food. It accompanies food, but it does not replace food. So that is what is key, okay? All right. So let me ask you all this. So how does your plate look? What are you missing on your plate based off of what I said? I have on here as an option, are you missing grains? Or do you pack all three? Okay, you may be missing vegetables. Are you missing vegetables? Are you missing protein? You have sometimes people who are missing the protein. So but I know grains is probably the most common one, but if you feel like you're missing something based off of what I just said, having your starch, your vegetables, and your lean protein, where do you feel like you may miss the mark? Okay. And so think about all of that and always keep that in mind when you're at restaurants as well. Okay. And all this stuff transfers over. Okay. So I look forward to seeing some of your comments on that. So I know there's a little delay, so I will look for those. So putting it all together. So these are just a few simple tips to where packing your lunch easier in a routine. The easiest way, if you have 2 meals that you prepare in a week, then it's very easy to just say, hey, let me take some of this for leftovers. Let me take some of that for leftovers. So that is really, that helps you set you up for the ideal of even doing it. But if the meals are not there, then it does make it more difficult. And then it also reduces boredom too, if you're not eating the same thing for lunch and for dinner. I mean, variety is very key to staying on this track long term, okay? And the plate method also helps you to feel full. You want your meals to last you more than an hour or two, that's for sure. So you want to make sure that your meals are adequate enough to make sure that they're filling and satisfying, all right? All right, so just a reminder that on the 7th, we are kicking off this brand new challenge as we round out the year. The post-summer detox is a 3-day challenge to get you back on track with your weight, with your health after the summer and before the year end. We still have plenty of time to make a dent in your goals over the summer, okay? And so remember, we're going to have 3 days of meal plans. We're going to have some oatmeal-inspired powerhouse breakfasts to kind of start your morning off strong. And then we're also going to have 3 days of live training, okay? And so you will have an opportunity to have support from me and from others, okay? So I'm not going to leave you guys hanging at all. So this is a great way to hit the reset button And hey, it's a free challenge. So you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain to help you to move forward. All right. So feel good about yourself by, making yourself a priority and not losing yourself in this life, in the storms that come around us. All right. All right, so this concludes what I have for this session. I am so glad that you guys listened in. Next week we are going to round out. We're going to finish up the getting back on a routine, and we're going to talk about how to get your eating habits back on track. Okay, so kind of piggybacking off of the challenge is going to show you how to do it, and so I'm going to give you a little bit of theory behind. Behind actually getting your eating habits back on track. All right, so stay safe. If you don't have your vaccination, please get your vaccination. It does save lives. Wear your mask to protect yourself from others and to keep your distance to protect yourself as well. All right, so remain safe and have a blessed rest of your day. Bye-bye.